Good day fellas, I hope you are ready for your extra daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with Turán III PT, which is my opinion playable tank. It is not horrible, it is not great. Overall speaking about the gun of this vehicle, we have 110 alpha damage, 113 millimeters of penetration, 770 shell velocity, and gold is a bit better. You have 160 millimeters of penetration, which is pretty nice for a tier 5, and we have 930 shell velocity. All and all, this vehicle is not the most horrible in the world of tanks, but there is some things which we need to say. First thing first, this tank in the past used to have only 32 ammunition, if I am not mistaken. Correct me if I am wrong. So whenever World of Tanks changed hit points for a lower tier tanks, including tier 5s, right, you got extra couple of shells. So that's a good thing about this vehicle. Other than that, there is not too much things to say. It is overall kind of average tank in the game, honestly. I would love to say something else. I would love to say, but this tank is the best tank in the World of Tanks. No, it is not the case. It is okay. It is average, but that's about it. Nothing more than that, fellas, and that's very important thing to highlight. Meanwhile, as you can see, enemies are getting spotted in the open field here, and as you can see, this is a lower tier matchmaking, and what lower tier matchmaking is doing for us, we are kind of king with our 420 meters view range, I would say. We are feeling very, very well, and all we need to do, we need to wait until enemies will make one or another mistake. I know potentially I could try to make a bit of pressure like this, but in the same time, this could be very risky stuff. But you know what? Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's try to make a bit of pressure. One more thing, if I'm not mistaken, this tank has like minus 10 degrees of the gun depression or something crazy like this. And for this tier, gun depression this good, it is pretty damn nice thing. But skill, can you play hold down with this vehicle? Well, as you can see, you have a pyramid on top of your turret, so playing hold down can be definitely very, very complicated thing to do, and you cannot expect to have any armor whatsoever, right? And I really want to highlight this. I want to put that out of the way, and this is super important. Meanwhile, our Panzer is making as much pressure as he physically and possibly can, and we are going to get some use of all this. I know the Stug is playing on top of the hill, I know Cover 1 is playing on top of the hill, and this is exactly what we want to see. Soon we are going to get into position to punish them, and let's start our punishing, fellas. Okay, so far so good. It is not looking that bad whatsoever. Meanwhile, Cover 1 is trying to find a decent angle for us, and I do not really think our Cover 1 has an advantage here. Oh, good. This is exactly what we want to see. We want to see tier 4 going for us like there is no tomorrow, and now we can use our gun depression and we can get some use of all this. Meanwhile, Lux is planning to be involved here, and this is exactly what I want to see. So everything is looking pretty good, fellas. I am very, very happy with the current situation. I can promise you that. So look at this beauty. We are sitting on the 700 damage already, and there is still a lot of space to improve for us. Believe me. Once again, Cover 1 can be a bit dangerous, 2 can be a bit dangerous, but we are going to be alright. So, let's try to go a bit up like so. I am trying to punish this Lux, but as you can see, he knows what he is doing, and he is not trying to be over-aggressive, because he should not be over-aggressive for obvious reasons. Meanwhile, Panzer is politely saying, "Skill, do you mind killing me?" And I don't mind. Oh, another Panzer. That's okay. That's fine. Panzer is dead. Now let's deal with Mr. Lux. Where you think you are going? Where you think you are going? Interesting, fellas. Kind of crazy game, if you would ask me, speaking what enemy team is doing, right? Although, funny fact, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I believe I do not need to say that we are not winning this battle. We are sitting on 1000 damage. This is not necessarily bad, but in the same time, we are not winning the game yet. And there is a big fat question, will we win the game? Meanwhile, beautiful shot to the Mr. Stug. I think we can shoot him once again. Excellent. And can we finish him off? Yes, we can. Very nice. Step by step, little by little, we are making this tank work. What we need to keep in mind now, we can kill this duck. Kill you, asshole duck killer. Quack! I know, right? Such a horrible person. Such a horrible person. We are down to one-shottable pretty much here. Definitely not ideal, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely not ideal. Uh-oh, I cannot go back. I cannot go back, unfortunately. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Stuart is saying GG. Greetings. I really missed his previous messages if he was saying something. Okay, look at this. We are in position. This is where we want to play, and now what we need to keep in mind, we are sitting in humongous crossfire for obvious reasons, right? I see we are losing this game heavily. I know it is not going to be easy to win this game by any means, but we are not going to give up. We will try to work our ass off, and we will try to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. Speaking of the ducks, there is another duck who is going through the open field. Unfortunately, we are spotted, so what that basically means, this Panzer Toaster is sitting somewhere here. It's down to one-shottable. Beautiful shot. Very nice. Let's keep it up, fellas. Let's keep it up. We still can get more use here. At least that's what I want to believe. And that was a mistake. I could try to retreat more. Okay, not bad first game by any means. I am not feeling bad whatsoever. Although I believe I could get so much more use if I would snipe from this typical position over there. But that's okay. For a very first game, that's looking pretty Gucci. Fellas, I don't know, have you seen this or you haven't seen this yet? But we have the new part of the index page, which is Tech 3. Pretty much it is saying how good we think tanks are by showing the color of the vehicle, right? And you can see premium vehicles here as well. And plus on top of that, if you are clicking, let's say, on the tank, you can see what kind of equipment you can go with, what are the expectation values to get mark of excellence, what crew skills you can use. Depends how many crew skills you have, right? And you can find, for example, field modifications and so on. So fellas, feel free to check it out. Just click on the Tech 3 in the index page, and as you can see, all Tech 3s are done. We are working our ass off in order to make index page as good as possible, and this is only the start, my friends. So first game, 2,100 damage, 300 assisting damage, 5 kills, very beautiful performance. We have pretty much triple damage of the second place, and this looks, kudos to him, he managed to spot 2,700. Very good play by this gentleman. Meanwhile, we are having 84,000 profits, which is awesome, although 40,000 is coming from the completing the mission. Anyways, great first game. Let's go for round number 2. Let's go. And we are back, and oh boys, this is not what we want to see. So what do we have? We have a tier 7 matchmaking, and this is looking pretty horrible for us. I do not really think we can be too involved into this battle, but I think we can get into the nice position to spot sniper schnitzels. Where we are going to go to the typical light tank bush here. Why so? Because enemies have plenty of the tank destroyers, right? They have 7 tank destroyers overall, so I believe, fellas, we can get into the position and we can actually get shit on of use here. That's okay, even though I'm spotted, it doesn't really change absolutely anything because we are getting the sweet assisting damage, and as you can see, we have a lot of support here. So, eventually we are going to come back to the same bush, and I think now we are going to go. That's okay. I want to believe I am not spotted. I want to believe I am not spotted, and I am dead. Very bad decision from my side. I completely messed up. I thought I have enough speed to get into the bush, but clearly I didn't. So fellas, let's call it a fail and let's go to the other game. And we are back with round number 3. Yeah, second game was quite a disappointment from my side, but once again, risk it for the biscuit situation. Sometimes it is going very well and sometimes not so much, and I am not going to complain about this. I made a mistake and I took one for the team. Let's look into the future instead of crying about the past. And what do we have now? We have a Studzanki, we have a tier 5, tier 4 matchmaking, extremely good matchmaking overall for this vehicle. So what is going to be our goal? Our goal is obviously to make this vehicle work. So without further ado, we are going to be probably aggressive like this just because we have a decent gun depression, and hopefully we can take a very nice hold down position for ourselves. Now, all and all, is it easy to play with this vehicle super aggressive? To be fair with you, not really. This is not going to be the easiest game ever, and in fact this is very risky stuff what we are doing now. This crossing through the open field is the most riskiest speaking about the game, right? And we are done. Nice. So now it is not so easy to dig us out of this middle position. We can play ridgeline as much as we want, and here you go, fellas. And now we have an absolutely amazing angle for this tier 4, and oh boys, he's not going to enjoy himself. Meanwhile, what we figured out, they have a sniper Schnitzel who is sitting here, so obviously I do not want to get farmed by him. Instead of getting farmed by him, I would rather punish enemy forces, right, for obvious reasons. And once again, what we can do here, we can try to build some distance. I do not really want to play in the same position just because we know they have a sniper Schnitzel, and if he manages to hit me once, obviously he's going to hit me twice. Now, what is the best thing for us, or what we could do? We need to dig this Hetzer. So how we are going to do this? We are going to take our time, we will aim to the maximum, and hopefully we will be able to punish him, right? That's all we need and that's all we want. This Hetzer is Smite Mother Trucker. He is reacting into the situation pretty well, and he is sitting safe in this position. At this point, I cannot do absolutely anything for him. I need to, once again, simply be patient and try to punish someone else. For example, this Valiant, right? Beautiful. Step by step, fellas. Step by step, little by little. And as you can see, gun handling of this vehicle is not horrible. But once again, things need to be said. My friends, as you can see, speaking about the amount of the ammunition, this tank is not shining. Couple of shots you are missing, and after that you are sitting in a very horrible place where you simply cannot do absolutely anything because you are out of ammunition. And if you would pay attention, we are 3 minutes into the battle. We have 600 damage dealt already, which is not a great score. I want to be honest with you, fellas, this is not the greatest score ever. And what do we have? We are kind of already running out of the shells, right? So that sucks. Meanwhile, I want to punish this steward, but unfortunately this steward is lucky enough not to get punished by us, but that's okay. Now, at this point, this is going to be a bit harder for obvious reasons, right? As you can see, enemies have Matilda. Enemies have the same steward who is going for us, and this is a problem. Oi, oi, what kind of problem we have. Oi, oi, what kind of problem we have. Very big problem. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much use as I physically and possibly can, but unfortunately, we are just getting overrun by a humongous amount of the enemy forces. Once again, skill up. Could you get some more use here? To be fair with you, not really. This M10 took very good position over there where he was countering us, and there is nothing to do. Speaking about the lower tiers, obviously armor is not that great to trust, and sometimes it happens. If you are making a misplay, you are going to get effed like this. Skill, so I have a question. Where you could play this game? I could be like this Matilda. Sit next to the red line and wait until enemies will make one or another mistake. This is what I could do in this game. Shame. Anyways, let's teleport into the scoreboard and let's see what we have after 3 games. And we are back, unfortunately, with a defeat, but it is how it is. 1.2 thousand damage dealt. We are second by experience, first by the damage. It definitely easy to tell the MVP of the enemy team was that M10. Extremely good position by this gentleman, and we made a 28,000 profits. So all in all, after 3 games, our performance is 1.1 thousand damage and 400 assisting damage, and this is not the greatest performance ever, although funny fact, this is enough to get the third mark of excellence on this tank. But you know what, I'm not ready to give up yet. Let's go for a 4th game. Let's go. And we are back against the all chances, against the everything. We are fighting against the tier 7s. Okay, this is completely fine. I have an idea. We are going to take this side angle, and hopefully from here, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we will be able to farm enemies who are playing here in the back, or alternatively who are peeking over the city. Scarecrow! Trukst! That was a humongous scarecrow, fellas. That thing had the size of the half of the tank, honestly. Crazy. Crazy. Also, I can see a lot of baboons in our game, so fingers crossed, fellas, we are going to win this. I hope for the best. So, all we need to do at this point, we need to sit here and we need to wait until enemies will mess up. That's all we are dreaming about, that's all we need. If someone would get into this position, maybe we could get some assisting damage. You know what? That's okay. This is completely fine. Looks like our M4 is going to get involved here, or alternatively he is going to get involved here. You know what? I am going to relocate a bit, not by humongous margin, just a bit, and I believe by taking the side angle we will be able to punish the Hellcat or punish this 25 TP, right? This is what we need to do. It's okay, he's missing his shot, this is exactly what we need, and now we are getting involved. How we will get involved? Well, first things first, I want to take this bush here. By taking this bush, we should be able to get a very nice angle to start smacking him for his mistakes, right? Look at this beauty. Very nice. So first into the Hellcat. Unfortunately, that's a miss, but luckily we are spotting him. Beautiful assisting damage, and maybe we can finish him off. Beautiful. Beautiful, fellas. Very nice. Okay, that's the start, and once again, please keep this in mind. We are not top dog on the field. Keep this in mind. This is very important thing to highlight. Whenever you are bottom tier, you need to be extra careful how the things are looking like, right? So please keep this in mind. Also, what we know Esterva is sniping from the back as well, and we know the Su-85 is sitting here in the open field. This is looking like a great situation for us, fellas. Believe me, this is looking like a great situation for us. Let's try to smack the Su in the face. I am very well aware of that Esterva who is sitting in the back. I am completely fine and I am feeling great. Looks like baboons are dominating this battle, fellas, which is absolutely amazing. And what we are going to do, we are going to get a bit more involved here. What exactly position do I want to take? I want to take this position here. Why so? Because from this position here, we should be able to start punishing this Esterva who is sitting right there. I am sure about this gentleman sitting here, fellas. I am sure. Meanwhile, Hellcat is getting spotted. That's okay. We are smacking Hellcat. We are getting all the sweet assisting damage. And at this point, we are saying hello for Esterva. And this Esterva won't enjoy himself, fellas. It's a matter of the time whenever we will be able to farm him. And once again, we are sitting very great. That's what I am talking about. And this is the game which we needed in order to feel great with this tank. By any means, I can't say, oh yes, fellas, this tank is the best tank in the world of tanks. If I would say so, I would lie to you. It is not the best tank in the world of tanks. It is kind of unique tank in a way. Obviously, it is way worse than Panzer IV 6 or however it's called, Panzer IV 5, right? It is definitely not worth as much attention as Panzer is. But in the same time, looking into the two games when I kind of messed up, yeah, it was my fault. And in the end of the day, look at this score. This is looking very, very good, and we are not done yet. We still can flank this 87, and we hopefully can farm him. 2.1 thousand damage combined already. Let's try to get a bit more use, fellas. And I believe we can get more use, so let's go. Making as much pressure as we physically and possibly can, and this is what we have. Meanwhile, 87 is not going to enjoy himself, I can promise you that. 1 in the face, 2 in the face, 3 in the face. No, can we go for 4-1? Sure thing we can. And here you go, killing shot, beautiful. And now all we need to do, we need to mess up the Tiger 1 if obviously we are going to be able to. Now, Tiger 1 is very powerful tank. We cannot underestimate this person abilities and this tank abilities, I suppose to say. He's very powerful. Luckily for us, he missed his shot and he's officially dead. Beautiful. Very nice game. Look at this. And Arlie saying baboon army wins. Absolutely. In this game we had 4 baboons, so that's what we have, fellas. 2.9 thousand combined with a tier 5. What do you want me to do more, huh? This is the question. We made it work. I am very, very happy with our last game, and I'm feeling so much better compared to the game number 2 and game number 3, right? So, what do we have? We have a solid ace, we have the Oskins medal, we have 1.6 thousand damage dealt, 1.2 thousand assisting damage, 3 kills. Even though we fired quite some gold rounds all and all, we managed to make 28,000 profits. So as you can see, it is not that bad. So now after 4 games, our average performance is 1.2 thousand damage, 600 assisting damage, and this is solid 1.8, 1.9 thousand combined. Beautiful. I am happy. So, fellas, if this tank would be ever on sale, would I recommend you to get one? No, not really. This is not the tank which I would consider buying, but it is kind of unique tank. It is weird looking one, and it is not bad whatsoever. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Bye-bye.